Hello, everybody. Well, welcome to Heart of a Hobbit today here on the LOTRO Twitch channel. I was just getting ready to switch over, and somebody decided to join my desk and basically plant herself on top of my mouse, making it a little difficult to get started here. Yeah, sweet girl. Hi. So everybody say hi to Kato. Hey, BB. Yeah. Are you off to? Are you gonna jump back up on top, or do you want to come sit on my lap, or what do you want? She's circling, which usually means that she wants to get on my lap. So yes, so Loshire Hobbit, good to see you. So you're reading Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I know I have read that, and I seem to recall that I liked it a long time ago. I know there was times in school we had to read books, and that I wouldn't have necessarily picked up just randomly. And like every so often I make a little mental note, like, oh, I should go back and reread that someday. I guess I kind of enjoyed that. And I think that was one of the ones, but of course then you forget and I never go back to it. I have actually been reading the Hunger Games books just recently when we had family visiting about month and a half ago or so. Um, they came over spring break, and I have a 12-year-old niece who was reading the first of the Hunger Games books, and so we would be sitting next to each other on the bus or on the train, and I found myself kind of looking over her shoulder and reading along, which then turned into pretty much a rest of the visit. She and I would sit together on purpose, and we would read along quietly, silently, but it was a lot of fun. And we'd kind of talk about like what we were reading, and every so often, there'd be a pause. I'm like, "What do you think? Yeah, that was what she meant to do," or whatever. And so that was kind of fun. So then she went back home, and I wanted to finish the book, and she, of course, finished the book at home. So I was like, well, I'm going to get it from the library and catch up. So then I read the first one, and it ends on a cliffhanger, which I did not know that was going to happen. So I was lucky in that I wasn't reading them in like real time because I didn't have to wait like a year or whatever it was for the next book to come out. Yeah, baby. I only had to wait like 2 weeks for it to come from the library, so that was nice. And now I'm on the third one, so it's some pretty intense stuff. I was actually going to try and take a nap this afternoon, and instead thought I'd read for a few minutes, which turned into a couple of hours. So that's nice when you can kind of lose yourself in a book like that, right, baby? I also had a pretty kitty cat laying beside me, and all zonked out in the crook behind my legs. That was nice too. So, are you enjoying the book Loshire Hobbit? I hope the fact that you're reading it means that yes, you are. Although you say armed with a book, so I suppose that could be a weapon. Not pleasure reading, but hopefully it is for fun. So, all right, Kato, I'm going to need like access to my desk here, which is where you are. So I'm just going to work around you. Okay, baby? So, oh yeah, been meaning to reread it, so doing that. Very nice. Very nice. Well, good. Well, maybe I'll pick that up. I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to read next because I went through a phase in the last few years where my reading comprehension just kind of tanked, which was really frustrating. So finding something that I'm enjoying reading and like just drinking it up has been really a nice, refreshing change. So I guess I just needed something different to read than what I was reading. I don't know. Although it is like, young adult level, teen level, so I think that helps too. Hello, Lizardin. Welcome to the chat. I have a cat here. She's right here. Yes, she is. Oh, look at you being cute for the camera. Oh my goodness, look at you being so cute for the camera. Yes, you are. You're such a cutie pie. And you're so purry too. I can hear you purring there. You're so cute. If you came and laid down on my lap, you would have like my whole lap, all of it, just for you. Like one cat, no waiting. Well, everybody says hi, Kato. Yes, she is a great striped beast. Yes, you are. She does actually chase down things outside. We have a cat run, so she's not like we have two cats, and they can't just like run free. But she is still very good at catching little critters that find their way across her path, or they shouldn't be going. But yes, she has brought in to us nice little, well, I don't even say they're gifts because she keeps them to herself. But she has brought in both little frogs and at least one mouse. Alive, though. Alive every time, so that's nice. We just, by we, really, my husband gathers them and takes them back outside. Yes, that's right. He takes your toy away, doesn't he? Yes, he does. It's good. It's best, honey. We don't need to have you be that part of the circle of life. All right, so what I was going to do is we have the Midsummer Festival, which we were expecting. But then, in a surprise move, LOTRO decided to do a rerun of the Yule Festival. So I was just looking up the details on this, and let me pull up the interwebs here. So both festivals are running concurrently through June 25th, which is 2 weeks from now. And some of the fun things they did is that a festive flurry over on the Yule Festival side requires 3 completions of the daily quest, which is down from 4. And then completing the Fortune of Festive Spirit requires a total of 12 days in the Yule Festival and not 16 anymore. So that means you can actually complete the entire thing in the amount of time that they're giving us on this rerun. And then I think the Midsummer Festival was already pretty easy to do from what I recall. So I think they may have already just had that at a good level from the beginning. Also, let's see, Yuletide Hobbit gifts are back. So that's pretty cool. And you can win a couple of steeds through that. Let's see, the silver gift has the return of the Ringglow steed as a possible bonus gift. And gold Hobbit gifts can gain a new Elven Leaf War Steed cosmetic as a possible gift. As a Virtue XP awards from Hobbit Presents have been bumped up to the next higher tier during the duration of the festivals. And then there's a couple of new things like a donkey, a new circlet of blooms, and a wine red snake. So that's for the Midsummer Festival part. So I have both of these because I haven't actually logged in since it started. And I think it started like Wednesday. Been kind of busy. So we'll go ahead and accept this. And it says, this is the one for Midsummer. After accepting this quest, you'll receive a map. Use the map to travel to Minas Tirith and join in the celebration of Midsummer. And then smaller celebrations can also be found in Eärlund, Breenland, and the Shire. Okay, so we've got that one. And then the other one, the Yule Festival, it gives me a map to Winterholm, so I could do the Frostbluff stuff. So that's kind of wild. Hey, while I'm here, let me go ahead and do these little darlings. I'm going to open up my little crates and get my free ingredient packs. All right, so let's see, what do I have? Where are my milestones? I keep petting her tail and she's kind of annoyed by it. Hobbit and Bywater, yeah. Duland, because that's always great for festivals. Anat Carfu. I don't know that I necessarily need that, but whatever, we'll keep it. Halrax, because we were doing some of the questing over in the Shield Isles and stuff. We haven't gotten back to that in a while. The Mead Hall of Hitbold. Do I need that? Probably not. Greenfields in the Shire. That's sometimes useful. Hobbiton Bywater. So I have 2 Hobbiton Bywaters. Okay, so I could use one of those. So what I end up often doing, bye baby, see you in a bit. Oh, does this mean that I don't have, hey, what's this week's? Okay, I will finish the sentence eventually here, hang on. What are this week's sales? 35% off Before the Shadow, 50% off Fate of Gundabad, 75% off the Brawler. Well, that's nice. And then what's our normal sales? Gift of the Valar, or 25% off Valars, to 105, 120, 150, or sorry, 130. Mithril coins. Oh, Mithril coins are on sale, you say. Cool. So what I was just thinking of is, you can have up to like 11 milestones. I am not seeing 11 milestones on my character here, which says to me that maybe I didn't actually buy all the milestones, but I think they were on sale last week, which meant I should have got it then, but oh well. Mithril coins are definitely on sale, though. That's cool. How am I doing on Mithril coins? So what I do is when Mithril coins go on sale, which isn't that often, is I try to stock up because that's the time to do it. And it costs LOTRO points to buy them. So what I do is I stock up on LOTRO points, which I'm currently at, the stock up point, and then I wait until the Mithril coins go on sale and then get those when they're on sale. So I get like all the, get stuff on sale to the currency on sale and then get the other things on sale. But I'm thinking not wardrobe. What was I just thinking about? Milestone. Stone. Yeah, there are milestones that I have not yet purchased. Well, let me just add those to my wish list because I will want to get those eventually. But, since I have, it's just being slow. Because I have two, no worries. For Hobbit and Bywater, I can use one of those. So I'm going to use one of those for the Midsummer Festival. Oh, and yeah, so I should have 2 maps in my inventory. So let's go to Midsummer first, I think. And then, oh yeah, I have that. I forgot I had that on. That's from that patron's coffer. Yeah, that one's kind of fun. It doesn't work if it's the hunter travel, like the skill that you have as a hunter, the guide 2. That's the word I'm looking for. It doesn't work on guide 2 skills, but it does work on return 2 skills, milestone skills. Yes, whimsy. That's so cool. Okay, so yeah, when you first get here with that map, I got cat hair all over my face. It drops you there. And so what I like to do is I come in here, and here's the milestone. So we're going to switch out this last one. Oh, and I'm going to turn myself because however it is that you set that the way you're standing when you set your milestone is where you will be when like you phase in. I'm like, that's such a cool thing. We discovered that one day. So I'm going to set it so like I'm ready to go that way. All right. So we're going to bind to there. Yes. Cool. All right. So now I can run over here. Why is this guy got a thing over his head?
I was instructed to bring you to see King
Oh. Wait, what? The king has returned to Gondor and all the kingdom celebrates. Oh, I think this is future stuff. This is like King's Gondor stuff. Nope. We're not doing that yet. We are so not ready for that. We just want to do a little festival, my good friend. All right, so the Majesty of Midsummer. Yeah, Liz Arden says, I didn't know that thing about milestones. We discovered it, I think we discovered it by mistake. Like, it was like one of those things where it was like, we both had bound to the same milestone and then we'd phase in. We're like, well, why is it different? I think that's how we figured it out at some point. And then we started playing with it. And then, and then before we'd be like, what if I stand here? What if I stand here? What if I stand here? It was pretty awesome. Now, you can get far enough away that the milestone, it closes the window. So then you can't go that far. But you can go kind of you can take a couple of steps away from it, which is kind of fun. So I like to do that like with the Hobbit and Bywater one because I'm always going over to the Green Dragon. So I phase in with my facing that way. But with my other characters, if I have a Hobbit and Bywater one, I usually have it facing the other way because I'm usually going up the hill to do something at the party tree. So I like that, like you have that flexibility. Okay, so she is going to give me the Fondness for Festivity quest, which is a wrapper quest. That one would give me LI experience, which I want. Figments of Splendor. Yes, awesome. And some other stuff. Okay, so we accept that. And then, because usually there's like 3 quests to pick up. One is your daily wrapper. At the very beginning, I'm talking about. So your daily wrapper, I grabbed that from her. I grabbed one of the wrappers. And then this will give me the other wrapper. So now I have 3 things. Oops, wrong one. Hang on, let me wave hello to this fellow hobbit. So now I have 3 things. I've got a Fondness for Festivity, and Celebration of Midsummer, and Majesty of Midsummer. So, yeah, okay. So that gets me on track with those. Then I want to, if I'm going to do Midsummer, which I could do, I do, though, definitely want to see what the new goodies are. So I think maybe we start at the top for a
These
minute.
are troublesome times
Oops, let me
indeed.
turn that down a little bit. So what I would then do is go up to the high stables because that's the highest one. So you can talk to the stable master and get up there. Now, if you haven't been to Midsummer Minas Tirith before, you have to start at the beginning, which means none of those guys are unlocked for you, and you have to make your way up to. I think once you've talked to one of them, it unlocks the rest of them. So you could just like go up to the soldiers tier, which is the next one up from that bottom tier. But I have done Midsummer with this character, so like I have all of that. So, oh, Lizardin says, I'm currently going through Midsummer tokens to get that extra legendary tracery token. Right? Yeah, so, like, so many things to do. All right, so what I want to do, one of my goals and objectives, is to work my way through this legendary item reward track. Because I want the handheld teapot that you get at level 25. And then I want the little Jerboa cosmetic pet because he's cute. And then I want this coffer of Umbari furnishings. That's at 75. And then the maned lion is at 100. And I'm like, well, if I'm already going to 75, I should try to go to 100, right? Like, just do it. So, yeah, Lizardian, you're also starting from the highest tier, highest level. I might take a look and then head back down. Okay, so let's see the new things. Oh, let's see what the new things are. Let's just do that. So this is our barterer lady here that I'm looking at. So the circlet of hanging blooms, that's a new cosmetic item, and it looks like this. So it looks like you've got grapes hanging off the side of your head. But why not? It's kind of cute. And then let's see. Ceremonial staff of the eternal sun. If you are a staff wielding person or enjoy holding a staff, that's that one. That's cute. Let's see. Oh, nice. There's a gift selection box for that circlet or the staff. So if you want to get that for somebody else, because these things are bound when you get them. But if you want to get something for somebody else, you can get the selection box and they can pick it out. That's nice. All right, Tome of the Wedding Celebration Pony. That's 30. Tome of the Wild Chocolate Donkey. Tome of the Red Wine Snake. Brimful Quiver Inn Signpost. Nice. Lizardin says those furniture items are nice. We've got a large tree garden. Potted wisteria. Large potted wisteria. Large potted acai palm. Medium potted 8 palm. Wow, a whole bunch of plants. Potted plants. A lot of potted plants. Okay. Cool. I am definitely curious about this large tree garden, and yeah, I'm curious about these things. So, let's see. Before it says new hypothesis: if you bind to the same milestone twice, you can have two different orientations for zoning out. Yes, like I had two separate milestones, but they were both bound to Hobbit and Bywater. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you could have one facing one way and one facing the other way because each milestone is a separate binding. I think I've actually done that. Oh yeah, Lizardin got the large wisteria, a big flowery tree, large potted wisteria. So, I mean, what I often do is, and you guys probably know this, but I go to Decademio and check out their website because they are the ones who have images of every single housing item. So I'm tempted to go do that. I think I want to go ahead and grab this pony before I forget. Oh, that's a not a riding pony. That's a dragging behind you pony. Okay, I thought it was a pony to ride. She's got a pony to ride. Well, we'll go ahead and get these critters, because yes. All right, so I guess I want to look at the, let's see, new items, garb, pets, steeds. That's what I want to look at. Midsummer Concert Steed. I don't have that. Oh, that's odd. Well, let me get that for this character, because everybody needs their own steeds. And then, okay, I do have the Entwining Blossoms. I like that one a lot. Okay, and then I don't know that I have the black root. Yeah. So there's 4 like different regions that are in this area. So there's Blackroot, Lebanon, and Lasarna. And so there's a steed for each one of those, and I don't have them on this character yet. So if I end up doing more Midsummer stuff, then that's what we'll do there. Let me go ahead and grab the quest. So what you want to do if you're doing Midsummer, if you weren't aware of this already, is there's quests at the top, and then there's quests that you can pick up as you go. And from a chaining perspective, it works out pretty good to start at the bottom and work your way up. Though in theory, I think you could start at the top, work your way down, but there's like a quest on level 3 that then sends you up to like 6. So you'd end up having to backtrack or end up doing it the next day. Because there's more than 10 quests. You only need 10 to do the wrapper. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up What Ails You, which requires me to go to a bunch of different inns around the place. Wedding supplies, that one's pretty easy to do on our way. To the last drop is find the correct wedding, or the correct wine. Something floral is placing floral arrangements. We can do that as we go. But lastly, I want to know... You know what? This is going to be easier if I just pull up Deed Tracker. I want to know if I've finished... What deeds do I not have I not finished in this festival? So I'm going to scroll down to Midsummer Festival. Oh, I haven't done the Feast of Fellowship. Oh, I should go check on that. And I've got a couple of fireworks yet to do. But Flickering Flame, that's the one where you have to do the Firefly Lantern quest. So I have done that with this character, which means I'm probably not going to worry about it with this character. So I guess the 2 fireworks, those deeds, if you do them, you get like a permanent skill, and more firework skills are always nice. But don't need to worry about that at the moment. Lizardi goes top to bottom. You're just a rebel. What can I say? Concert steed would go well for minstrel as it carries instruments, right? I do like it, but I don't know. There was something about it didn't quite work for my character, so I've been using this one. This is the whimsical steed, and I like that one. So, all right, let's take a look at the class, race, and social. Okay, Feast of Fellowship. I just have Sam and Gimli left to do. Okay, so tell me if you have a preference between Sam or Gimli. First thing we gotta do is we gotta talk to this guy, and he's like, hey, your presence has been requested at the wedding banquet, and you've been given leave to mingle with the other attendees. It seems quite a few of them desire to speak with you. So that's like hint, hint, go talk to people. And then when you get up there, you'll see that all those people that were named in that deed, for example, Gimli and Pippin and, Peregrine, and Meriadoc, that they're all listed through deeds. So I've talked to everybody, except for Gimli and Sam. Those are the last 2 I need to do. So, am I going to do Sam or Gimli? I guess we'll do Gimli. Where's Gimli? Lizardin says, I like the Gandalf quest there. It's funny. Which one is the Gandalf quest? Let me see what's his... We'll just go talk to him for a minute, but we won't take it.
How are you enjoying this fine banquet?
A long-awaited banquet Mithrandir. I must have done it. Oh. Is this the one where you have to go get a bunch of fireworks? Oh, no, it's a different one. Oh, right. I remember this one. He wants you to go collect a pair of big books. And you don't get them for the reason that you think you're getting them. Okay, so Legolas is there, which means Gimli's at the other end of the table. So Gimli says, hey, have you ever seen such beauty? He glances around at Merithrond, seemingly in awe of the Gondorian craft skill needed for its construction. Fine indeed, especially for the hands of men. But what of the hands of dwarves? What of my hands? You see, it has set my mind on the future. Drink with me and let me tell you what I seek to do. Sure. All right, so we're going to drink out of this pitcher of ale with Gimli. Yeah, Egg Arthur points out that if you have the milestones set for Midsummer, which we did, when we got here. You can use it to, I'm supposed to listen to Gimli. There we go. He has, he has a little tale he's going to tell. There we are. Yeah, so Egg Arthur points out that if you have a milestone set to the Midsummer at the bottom, and you have a 5-minute cooldown, you can use it twice. Once to pick up, like if you're not already in Midsummer, and then again at the end to turn it in. Actually, you can use it more than twice. I use it all the time. Let's see. So Gimli, wants to build a new gate. Because the old gate was pretty well damaged. Yeah, he hopes that he's going to help build a new gate, and if the High King permits it, it will stand as its predecessor did in defense of Gondor, but hopefully it'll never be needed. So, Egg Arthur says, on my run, I don't need it more than twice. Nice. Oh, we gotta listen to Gimli again. Do you know, it's really funny because every year when I start with the Midsummer, I have to remember how did I do it, and then after a while, I'm like, oh yeah, this is how I did it. Let's see. And then Gimli is talking about the glittering caves, and there might be, so there might be some mithril down there, and yeah. But it will never equal Khazad-dûm, though. But he's going to delve new halls in the depths of Khazad-dûm, or of the glittering caves. All right, so he says, now listen to me. No dwarf of good repute would allow a flagon of ale, even so one so fine, mind you, to speak on his behalf. Tonight, that is what you are here for. Do you see the Lady Galadriel sitting at the wedding table? Her radiance knows no equal. I have cherished the gift she granted to me since we parted in Lothlorien, and I would grant her one in return. I only ask that she one day visit the Glittering Caves. It shall be years before my work is finished, but that is not so long a time by the reckoning of elves. Will you do this for me? Sure. Galadriel, ship at the top. Yep, there she is. All right. You tell her of Gimli's plans for the coming days and offer an invitation on his behalf, and she begins to chuckle softly. You may tell Gimli that I have not forgotten the manner of our meeting in Lothlorien, nor have I forgotten the manner of our parting. Any gift given freely need not be repaid. Although I must decline his invitation, do not think that I do so in unkindness. I look now to the west, for that is where my future leads me. Yet I know that our paths shall cross once more ere the end. Do not let your hearts be troubled in times of such joy. Much still remains to be seen. So, she says, thanks, no thanks, got somewhere to be. So you tell him, and you mention that she knows their paths shall cross. Once again, a smile crosses his face. There will be time enough tomorrow to talk of days to come. Tonight, let us be merry. Yay! And that completes the banquet. Long-awaited banquet, a celebration without end, and the banquet continued long into the night. So you can only do that once per day, and that's why that deed is still outstanding, because I have one more person to talk to, Samwise Gamgee. So we'll be back for him the next time. All right, cool. So we've collected some quests. Actually, I should probably look at my deed log. It's getting a little full. All right, I guess we're gonna have to actually do Midsummer because I'm filling in my D-log or my quest log. So we'll grab the last couple up here that I haven't picked up yet. So we grabbed a few from Marilyn here, but we're not gonna take her lightning in a bottle. So don't need to do that one because we've done it before and it involves going all over the place, and we don't need to do that.
Hello,
We are
friend.
going to pick up the
Will
cook.
you help me with something?
One and hello, and we'll grab the two from the florist.
May I help you with something?
She has one where we're doing some flowers and one where we got to catch up with her kid. Be like, yo, what's up? Okay, so now I want to actually head down. I like to start at the bottom, so I'm actually going to head back down to the bottom. Boop. There we go. So Egg Arthur says, last year I got the rhythm down to be able to do it in about 11 and a half minutes with crafting assisted. Oh, yeah, doing the craft hall stuff. I end up not doing the craft hall stuff most of the time. Oops. But I do understand the appeal of that. Basically, for those who aren't aware of what we're talking about, there's a quest you can pick up in the craft hall, and then you can just complete it in the craft hall. And there's actually like 4 quests there you can do. So if you pick up all the goods in advance and have them ready to go, you can basically just, run through one to the next to the next. So we are doing this quest where basically we have some apples to give to some well-behaved horses. And then we also have a brush to groom some disheveled horses. And the place is basically like a big H. So I come down this way, and then I scoot through the middle of the H and say hello to this horse in the middle. And then I go back to the other tall leg and work my way down, which then brings me back out to the quest giver, where I will then turn in the quest, because I will have it all done by then, assuming I don't miss a horse. Lady Phelan says, I get so lost trying to navigate here. Well, here's what I do, is I look at this like, let me see if I'm facing, yeah, okay. So me move to here. I look at this like a big H, and so here's the crossbar, and then here's one H, one of it, and here's one H. So it's an H on its side in this case, so it's an H like this. And so along one line, you've got a couple of horses to do, and then on the other line, you have more horses to do, and then there's one in the middle. So I go across, and then I come down from where you pick up the stuff, come down, hit those horses, go to the center, and then go to the top of the next leg of the H, and work my way down. So at this point, I have just one more horse to groom. I also use select and then use a lot. I do that a lot, which is select and then U, I believe, or delete and then U. But I rebound it so they're right next to each other on my keyboard. So for me, it's just delete end because they're right next to each other. But that's how I get through that one pretty quickly. Here, I can show you again real quick, lady, if you're still around. So if I go into the stables, so there's the cross brace where that guy's walking across. This is one leg of the H. This is the other leg of the H. So you could run up this leg of the H. I tend to just run up the center, but where you're trying to get to is these boxes at the top of these stairs. So I go up these stairs, click on those 2 boxes, and then I come right back down, and there's a horse here and a horse here. And then I can just turn around, go into the center. So this is that center that goes across. There's a horse here. And then I run back up, because then the stairs I was just at are right over here. But instead, because I've already done that side of the room, excuse me. So I need to do this side of the room. So then I come over and I walk my way down this side of the room. I'm running into walls, sorry. And I get to the end, and there's the person I started with, and I'm back at the door. So, excuse me. I don't know if that helps, but hopefully it helps a little bit. So, Before points out that he added maps of the area of areas like this to Festival Buddy, because I do get lost. Yeah. Lizardin said it would be nice if the horses you need to groom and feed changed each time. I kind of agree. Like, I've got my rhythm, but at the same time, yeah, it would be kind of nice for a little bit of variety in there, wouldn't it? So I'm just rolling through the normal, although I think I just ran past the daughter. Yep. So this is the daughter you're looking for, the florist's daughter. And she's supposed to be picking flowers. And then she's supposed to be making hair wreaths with them. And she's very distracted by playing and stuff. So we're going to help her out a little bit. So there's just 2 at the beginning there. And then you go down a little bit and there's a couple more. And then you get back on your pony and ride a little more again after you get these. Lizardin says, a new deed for the stable quest. If you complete it X number of times, you can eat an apple from the crate. Or you can hang on to it. Oh, that'd be fun if it was like some sort of a like extra hidden deed where you get an apple, but you're like, what do I do with this apple? And then you have to go find like Tanglemane and give it to him. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, so here's some more flowers. So before it says, I like to think that it's different horses, but in the same locations. That's funny. I mean, I suppose it could be. They're just like, this is the place where we put the horses that need groomed. This is the place where we put horses that are hungry. All right, I'm at 8 out of 10 of grabbing these summer blossoms. So this will make the last one over here. And then, excuse me, you got to ride back to the daughter. And then she's going to be like, oh, can you give me a hand making those floral crowns? You're like, yeah, no problem. So you help her out with that. And then you're good to go. Well, you still have to go up to the top and tell the mom what, you know, about the events and give her the crowns. But aside from that, you're good to go. All right, so checkered blanket. We're going to make some floral crowns. Kabam. Now return to the florist. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to go up a level. So this is where I should have Festival Buddy on. I probably have it. Hang on. Festival. Oh yeah, there it is. So Midsummer, yes. And where do I want to go? I just did floral crowns. What do I want to do next? About to the last drop. Is that the one? Oh, well, that's close enough. No. Oh, quick guide. That's what I want. This is what I want. Okay, so this is a quick guide that B4 put together based on a quick guide that he and I put together and were then using. So I'm going to check off. Hi. I'm going to check off a kitty cat. How are you doing? More like check out a kitty cat. Yeah, that's hard to know. Like the horses are like, I heard I can receive an apple if I stand here. All right, she's going into her little basket next to my bed, next to my desk. So floral crowns, we're done. We just did that. We're going to check that off. Now I'm going to take the stable master to the soldier's tier. That's the next thing I want to do, which is back to the north. I could, let me pull up a map. I could, if I wanted to, ride from where I am, where I just finished with the daughter over there, and I could go all the way to the ramp and go up the ramp, and then come up to here, which is where I want to be. But also, it turns out that I'm actually just as close, or closer, to the stable master. So, it just seems like it's faster to, I think before it's actually done the math on this one. Oh, I didn't mean to close the festival buddy though. Hang on a second. Give me that quick guide back. There we go. So we're going to go up to the soldiers tier, which is right there. They are in alphabetical order instead of, like, you know, height order. Right, the apple stables, there's just like all these apple cores sitting around, and the horse is like, I got some ideas.
Have you come to join in the
All right,
celebration?
so we picked up artistic direction, and now we want to go south/left. So that was something we put both of those in the directions, because if you're standing here, you're like, go south. You're like, I assume that means this way, but it flattens out really fast, right? And so, you know, south and or also west, like, oh, dang it, I closed it again. Gotta quit hitting escape. You know, or /left, because it just helps to, yeah, sometimes you're going north-south, but if you're going in a circle, like north-south doesn't help you as much. Okay, so we're going to the splintered shield, and we're gonna go do toss a coin. So, hey, Ginger. Yeah, Ginger points out that the florist's daughter is about center way between the stable masters, but it's a little bit farther from the ramp going up. Like if you take the ramp up, you've got to go past the ramp basically, and then you double back on yourself. So it seems like it's just a little bit faster to go to the stable master and just get a ride that way. Plus, stable master horses are usually faster than your own. All right, now for this one, I take a path that we kind of tightened up, I think last year, maybe the year before. So we're tossing coins, so we're going to try and jump down on these barrels. Oh, missed. That's okay. Go ahead and talk to this minstrel. Now, it does shoo them away for a moment, so if you find yourself, like, coming upon other players also doing the minstrel thing, it can be nice to kind of pause for a second and try to, like, do it all together. Yeah, you can actually get to this one from down here, which is nice, because then I don't have to climb up those stairs and get fall off like I do. All right, so then I do want to go down these stairs. And there's a couple things I want to do down here. One is talk to this minstrel. 2, I want to pick up a barrel of ale in the corner. And then 3, I want to find the glass of wine that is the odd man out here. So this is where the little map is here, which is so awesome. So it's basically, if you look at it from above, it looks like a constellation. And the constellation is always fixed. But in the case of the wine, there'll be a wine glass that's been added to the constellation. And that's the one you're looking for. Although Liz Arden does point out that the descriptions of the wine flavors are pretty hilarious. So here, we can take a quick look at some of those. So for example, if I were to drink this one, which we know is the wrong one. So we're sampling it. Oh, B4 points out there's a festival buddy option to disable escape closes. I think I even asked for that and probably forgot to do that. Okay, where'd it go? It says, oh, dang it. No, it's in the general, isn't it? This wine tastes like your great aunt's moldy cellar. Okay, but if I look at the constellation, basically this wine glass over here, this one's not on in the picture that we have above my head. So we know that this is the one that's going to be our odd man out, and that's the one that's going to be the correct wine to take. Paul Mellis says, my favorite is that was probably just vinegar. There's some really funny. This one, though, the sweet white taste of smoke and apricot. Apparently that's good. So now we hop over here and grab this barrel. And we are ready to go and shoo away a couple more musicians. Let's see, Opamela asks about the whimsical pony. Yeah, I think that was. It's got like a kitty cat on the side. It's pretty dang cute. It does fit my character pretty well, which I like that. So let's see. Lizard says, I wish the tiers had more clear lines between them on the map. I can't tell them apart. Yeah, and I think they tidied it up a little bit at one point, but man, it's like, I agree, it's a little rough. Skagosi says, good evening, Little Red and B4. Hello, good evening. And Pamela says, I always miss those barrels too. Yeah, when falling from the top. All right, so I think I've done all 6, and Festival Buddy seems to agree. So it wants me to turn in the quest to Ulthir. And if you haven't read through his stuff, you really should read it. It's really quite amusing. All right, so it has checked off the quest, and then it pauses for a few minutes. So it gives me time to be like, oh, that's what happened. And then it moves on, which I appreciate. Edgar Arthur says there's a cat on one side, and someone said there's lilies on the other side. Unfortunately, they're far apart from each other, since lilies are poisonous to cats. So that's where you're supposed to jump on the barrels, is between the cat and the lilies. I'll have to try and keep that in mind. Okay, so the next thing on my to-do list, so says the Festival Buddy, is Festival Buddy 2, is to go to the Mumak and Keep for the second of the What Ails You barrel next to the Mumak. Yes, this is, I believe, the whimsical pony. I love the little greenery that decorates the tail. That's cute. Yeah, and we've got some baskets, so she's running around, carrying a bunch of supplies. She's got a kitty cat on the side there. She's got a lute, which is why I don't feel like I need the minstrel pony, because this one's got a lute, and then she's got a couple things hanging from her the pony from the face there and stuff. It is very cute. Oh, you're talking about the pony, Egg Arthur. That would make more sense too. All right, so here's the barrel of ale that we want to pick up here. Now, ideally, I want to go to the craftsman's tier. So to make it more time efficient, I'm going to take my milestone down, show off my fancy milestone, because I want to go to the stable master to go to the craftsman's tier. So Palmella says, I hope they bring that back sometime so I can get the big one. I like the pony. I'm really happy I got it. And I'm really happy I got the emotes too, because they're pretty dang cool. I'm enjoying all the little goodies that came with it. So Arthur, this is why I end up using the milestone so much. Because I'm just like, milestone down, go up. Milestone up, down, go up. Now, I'm taking the milestone, but it also says here, at the bottom of the ramp. So I actually want to dismount like now. As soon as I phase in, I want to get off the pony and head back down. I don't think those are lilies. They must have been, those are carrots, I think. Unless you're talking about the barrels again. Okay, so we're going to talk to the gardener and continue artistic direction. And then also from him, we're going to get a new quest, which is back up the hill, but we'll go to that in a second. First, we got to go help this poor lady in her dog problem. Oh, congratulations on leveling, stranger. Okay, so we need to find the hound that's going to have the ring. Now, the hound we discovered, somebody pointed this out. I can't remember who it might have been you, Pamela. We pointed out that the hound that has the ring will come over on this side of this large structure. So it could be perhaps this one that has no ring. Okay, so it's not that one. And the quest giver also mentions that it's almost like they're teasing her. And so that would kind of make sense. Because, yeah, she says, it sounds silly, but I feel like that dog thinks this is all very funny. So I guess it kind of makes sense that the dog is coming over like, haha, I have your ring, chase me down, and then wanders off again. So you don't have to run around and chase down every single dog. You can just hang out there and wait for the dogs that come by, and then one of those is going to be the right one. Hey, Lottie's on. Nice. Okay, so when we get up here, there's a couple of things we want to do. First of all, we want to grab these wedding supplies. And it says so. Right up ramp, turn right, grab wedding supplies. When I get up here, there's also this potter. And I can grab the last of the... Oh, no, I need... It's the second one. I need 3 things. I need some clay from her. I need stuff from the guy down the ramp. And then I need some charcoal from the baker. So this is 2 out of the 3 things that we need. Now, it suggests that I go into the House of Craft, which is this place right here, and there's 2 more sets of supplies to grab. So let me do that, and then I'll post a little note in our kin chat. So. All right, I said Palmella says hi. All right, so there's 2 wedding supplies here. And they take a few minutes to respawn, so if somebody else gets there before you, it might be worth going out and doing something else. So this is what we were talking about earlier, and Arthur was talking about doing, is there's 4 different quests here, and you can do them each once a day, I believe. And they're the 4 different types of crafted items that you can make from this festival. So if you go out and get the items, which you can do in Bree there's 2 quests in Bree, there's 2 quests in the Caledon area, there's 2 quests in up around Thorn's Gate, and then 2 in the Shire. I think they're by the party tree. Oh yeah, I know the two in the Shire are definitely by the party tree. So you do the 2 quests, and each of them gives you the kit that you need to make one of these things. Then you have to have the right type of crafter. So if it's like the banners for the newlywed, that can be done by a woodworker or a tailor can make those. So each one of your crafting specialties has one of these things they can do. So like there's the celebratory snack, a cook can make that. The wedding favor, that one is the centerpiece, so jewelers and scholars can make that one. The drinking horns, I think it's metalsmiths and weaponsmiths. So everything you've got can make one of these kinds of things. And especially if you've got like, you know, your whole army of alts, you can actually make all of them. So what some people will do is every day they'll go off to those places, they'll start gathering those kits, and then they'll have their characters just make up a whole bunch of them. If you do, you know, if you put your critical item stuff going, then you can just crit and make a whole bunch of them. You can just end up with a big pile of them. And so then you come in here, you do those 4, and that's 4 out of your 10 quests done like that. So that is a strategy. I tend not to do it because I don't want to do all the running around out there. I'm just like, plus I'm like, I got kind of into a groove in Minas Tirith, and I just don't want to leave. That's part of it too. So the postmaster has this thing where you can deliver thank you notes, which apparently I haven't done yet. So okay, so we'll go ahead and pick that up. Why not? Whatever. Okay, so growing pains. We're gonna go work on that one. That's the one that the gardener, the quest the gardener gave us. So we'll go do that real quick. Oh, and Arthur points out that the tier 1 critical items are available cheaply from a skirmish camp if you're looking for them. If you don't happen to have like barrels of them already laying around. It seems like if you play long enough, you just end up with a ton of these things. Let's make a pile of them, you know. Or if you're like doing the task boards, every 10 task boards, you know, you get one of those critical, 100% critical things. So that's another one you can do. So yeah, Egg Arthur says if you have the higher level characters with good tools, crafting lore, campfires, etc., you can create them in bulk, and then when you have the time available, and then use them to accelerate all of your characters' dailies coming through here. So that is a definite strategy that some people really enjoy. All right, so here we are. We're going to do the thing for this guy. You can go around clockwise or counterclockwise. I keep changing whether I prefer to go clockwise or counterclockwise. I don't know. Egg Arthur says, I just divert some of the incoming tokens to buy the kits. Oh, the landscape quests are too time consuming as a source of kits. Okay, well, that's fair. I hadn't really thought about that. And I do forget that you can buy them. So before I even asks, where do you buy them? And Egg Arthur points out that you can barter for the kits from the same NPC that gives you the quest. Costs you 2 Midsummer tokens per kit. So yeah, so you're like, seems a little counterproductive though. I don't know, you're grinding for tokens so you can go buy, so you can spend the tokens so you can buy the things that will give you tokens. It seems very cyclical. Okay, so let's see, oh, I missed a weed somewhere. Hang on, there it is. That's fair. B4 does point out that the Fateful Toolkit changes the logic on that. Because with the Fateful Toolkit, you do get 1 plus 10% on tokens that you've earned. Yeah, so I guess if you are then spending 2, and then each quest gave you 3 or 4, then it kind of helps pay for it, I suppose. Egg Arthur says some people, like me at this point, only run the wrapper to get the gold tracery tokens. I don't really want to barter for cosmetics or etc. Fair enough. Oh, whoops. Now, normally what I would have done is just taken my milestone and then grabbed a stable master, but I figure I'm talking, so by the time I would have done that, I'd be back to the guy anyway. Because what you want to do is you could do the same thing we just did before, which is take the milestone down to the stable master, take the stable master to here, hop off as soon as you resolve, go down to where the dogs are, and turn in your quest to the gardener, who is right here. Hi, gardener. There we go. Now we're going to go back up the ramp though, but I would definitely want to be on a different location. So basically I'm here and I want to be over here. And as part of their defensive system, here we'll just pause here and look over. each one of these tiers, as you're riding along, it makes a big semicircle. And, but you can only get up to the next tier by going to the opposite end of where you come up from the previous tier. So you come up from, from zero, or from the ground to the first one up. That's over like on the left side. But if you want to get from there to the next one, you got to go all the way around up onto the right. And then if you want to go back, you got to go to the left. So it makes it hard for the enemies to make their way up, for sure. It also gives players a lot of angst when they're like, why? So that's why. Good defense. But the point is, I want to be on the other end. So before I go any further, we're going to... Okay, I need to go into the options. Escape key closes festival buddy windows. No. There we go. I can also change the delay before the completed items are removed. I'm happy with 5 seconds. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to leave that. And then quest guide colors, we're going to leave that. Okay. And then if there's like quests that I'm like, I am just not going to do that, don't even need that as part of my quick guide, I can go ahead and check it off here, and it just won't show it to me, which is really fun. Now, there's also a Yule version of that same idea, so you could just check off the ones that you're not going to be worrying about. And then there's the In-League and Ale Association ones. Okay. I'm pretty happy about that. So let's get that quick guide back up, because I want to go over to the players tier and then jump off right away.
These are
So
troublesome
players,
times indeed.
grab it, money, go. Yeah, I see what you're saying there, Arthur. Yeah, Arthur, you want to like, yeah, just get through the dailies fast, regardless of the cost, because you're really looking for the things you get at the end of enough repetitions. So that makes sense. For me, I'm still a sucker for the tokens. So I have a hard time saying no to that. All right, so I've picked up the sweet treats from her, and I've gotten my plate of pastries. So now I can go and give the guards some tasty morsels while they're doing their jobs. Don't have a chance to go and get tasty stuff. Hey, dude. I know you're busy, but stop doing your job for a second. I'm going to give you food. Thank you. Stop doing your job. I have things I need to do. Yeah. Okay, and then the next one is out here. There he is. See, this guy standing still. He's kind of surveying everything. Sometimes he walks around, though, and ends up like up on that area and stuff. It's like, come back, come back. I know, right? Liz Arden says, I want to try those pastries too. Right? Well, just go be a guard in Minas Tirith on this level during the Midsummer Festival, and she'll hook you right up. Although, oh, she hasn't, have I missed her stuff? So there's one of the streamers on this channel. Oh, I just forgot her name. She was on Sundays, I think. Nope. Now I can't remember. Y'all help me out. The woman who was doing, like, was cooking Lord of the Rings food because she was putting together a Lord of the Rings. Agent Brigman, thank you. Agent Brigman was doing streaming, and she probably still is, but she's got kids and stuff, and so she's kind of busy, so she's not always able to stream. But anyway, so she would probably, like, for example, make these pastries in real life. And then you'd be like, oh, then you'd have a recipe and you could make it yourself. So, you know, I think that's a fun idea. So it wasn't Lord of the Rings food, it was Lord of the Rings online food, which I think is hilarious. I mean, which is, of course, based on stuff you would find in Lord of the Rings. But yeah, just doing it specific to the game is pretty neat. All right, cool. So there's one more guard. Now we have a couple more of these chests we need to pick up. Sorry, wedding supplies. So grab that. Oh, that's all the wedding supplies I need. So now I need to go feed that hungry guard. Let's see. B4 says, my cook in game just learned spiced pear bread recipe. Sounds tasty. Nice. Okay, so now we are going to the Merry Swan, which is right here. Hello, Merry Swan. We're going to place some floral arrangements and then grab a barrel. So because we're in the middle of the barrel quest, the bartender here is here, and he'll kind of give me a little bit of a direction of where to find the barrel. So if you're not sure, you can usually talk to the barkeep if you can find him. It says the barrel is just up there with our other supplies. So I'll show you. It's basically kind of back by the door. But first we're going to place some floral arrangements. This stage is also where you would place one of the fireflies. I forget which one. Maybe amethyst. So if I was doing that quest, there'd be a spot to put them there. So I always get caught on these things. Thank you. So the supplies are up here. And so the barrel we're looking for is right here. I have discovered, however, that you can jump up here. And jump up on the fence. And then if you do your select and then use, you can actually reach it without having to go back there. And then you just can like hop down across the patrons and out the door. All right, so I'm done on this level, except for I need to go back and turn in the Sweet Treats quest. So we're gonna go do that. Honey, can you make some rice, please? That'd be awesome. After I'm done streaming, I'm probably gonna make something dinner-like. I figured some rice would go well with that today. I am feeling a little worn out. I know I say that every time, though, I feel like. So, and rice is like one of my easy foods. So, all right, so we finished that. We turn that in. Bum, ba, bum, off we go. Because our next thing is to go up the ramp. And, oh, I do want to turn in artistic direction because I just finished it. And there's a stable master at the top. So the directions do indicate that I should just run down there and do this real quick. So, fine. So we'll just pop down to the soldier's tier real quick. And like the actual soldier's tier, like I'm not going to dismount. I'm going to take it all the way. And this guy, get that turned in. Done. Thank you. And then we're just going to take this right back to the player's tier. So you could do that then. Sometimes I will wait and just do that some other time when I'm having to take Stable Master because I'm going somewhere. And because in this case, I just made a loop to come right back here. Whereas like there's other times when I'm needing to go somewhere else and I want to take the Stable Master for that. So like if I go down to the bottom and then need to come back up for something, sometimes I do it that way instead. So that is a place where before and I slightly deviate on the chain of how to go about things. Sorry, you know, I've just kind of over time found like my preferred pathing, which sometimes involves jumping over walls and stuff, and I'm just doing it.
Greetings.
We're not even like being polite. We're just jumping over walls and stuff.
Greetings, friend.
And there. And there's one more down here.
Hello there.
And that one. Okay, so the Blue Theater has this quest, which I'm not going to bother to do right now because I kind of want to move on. But there should be some floral arrangements here, so we're going to do these real quick. So I'm going to skip something misplaced, something blue today. And we're just going to do the floral arrangements. Let's see, I did the tasty morsels, so I can check that off. We're not going to bother with the Blue Theater today. So I'm going to check that off. And I think, oh no. So we did put a thing in here where it's like each one of them that you find. So like when I would go, if I was doing it and like Robbo's right here, and I could just check it off manually. And then that helps me then see which ones I haven't found yet. So that's kind of handy. So, and then but that's true. So B4 points out, though, that if I don't check them off manually, because you don't have to, it will clear automatically when you finish the quest. So that's handy. And let's see. Okay, so we don't need to do that. So I actually want to... actually, I kind of want to finish the barrel thing, but hang on. 1, 2, 3... I've done 8 quests already, so I don't need that many. So I think what I'm going to do is... I just want to go up to the top and turn these in now. Zardan says, seats in this theater look awfully uncomfortable. Do you know, when they first did the festival in Minas Tirith, of the Midsummer, I was like, there's so many cool things now that would be really fun for doing player events. And I thought the Blue Theater would be one of those. But I don't know, after spending some time in there, it just doesn't seem like the thing I want to do. Did I just run past the ramp? I feel like I did. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just... I usually don't go back to the ramp. I usually just like... Oh, because I think the ramp's on the other side. Okay, you know what? We're just going to milestone down there. Never mind. Because I want to go to the top. To the tippy top. Oh, no, there's another one too. On the other end, up on the north side. I think on this tier or another, or one higher or lower. The Hall of Air, I think it's called. It's really pretty. And there's another place where you would take fireflies if you're doing a firefly quest. It's one of those locations. But yeah, it just, there's something about like this, I don't know. I think it's just a couple of things that have come into problems with doing stuff like player events in Minas Tirith. One is I've noticed it's a little, jumpy. So that would not be fun if you're trying to play music and trying to play it like as a group or something. That would be really frustrating. All right, let's see. To the last drop, we're done. Wedding supplies, we're done. So we did the thing, we're done. And I will turn in this one to her. The other one auto finished. So now I am ready to go down to the bottom and turn in my thing, but now my milestone is on cooldown, so sad. If I jumped off, would I die? I probably would. So, and that might not get me where I want to go, though, is the problem. I'll just roll back down. It's fine. All right, so done with that for the moment. Forgot what I was talking about. Anyways. Agartha says, just a delayed thought about wrapper efficiency versus token efficiency. If one really wants a lot of tokens, who doesn't? Okay, do booze runs instead of... Wait, where did I come out? I'm just not paying attention to what I'm doing here. Oh, yeah, I do need to go through the tunnel. Hey, doll, Mary doll. Yeah, so if somebody really wants a lot of tokens, do the in-league and Ale Association runs instead of messing around with Minas Tirith Midsummer. Well, I agree. Yeah, less lag too. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Let me hang on. I want to go back to the city staples. So yeah, getting players here. And that's the other thing, is getting players to here is the other potentially difficult thing. So I think that's because where everybody can get to Bree and go to the Breeland Festival grounds, that's really easy to do. Getting people here is not as easy to do. So I could see why doing player events in Minas Tirith didn't really take off, which is sad. Okay, so I wanted to do the Yule Festival also. Now, the Yule Festival, well, we got a map, so we'll just take the map. It's the map, it's the map. Yeah, so B4 and I did do a lot of the in-league and Ale Association stuff, and stacked up a lot of tokens over on Treebeard, because there we also have our Fateful Toolkits, which gives us, the bonus bonus every time, which is really nice. So, okay, but real quick, we're just going to do the same thing here. Well, actually, are we? Oh, I might as well pick that up.
I speak with you a moment?
Hang on. What am I doing? That's an excellent question. Store of guns riches. That ain't gonna happen. No, thanks. Let me see if there's stuff that I didn't get that I wanted to get.
Hello there.
This character. Oh, that's the wrong stuff. Browse.
What can I do for you?
Oh, you know what? I was probably still working on some deeds. I think for the Yule Festival, I think I have most of what I wanted on the server. But let's just double check. Are there new rewards? You don't have them. You have them.
How can I be of service?
Yeah, new rewards. The Cloak of Icy Expeditions. Yeah, Icy Expeditions clothing items. Wintry Outdoor Fire Pit. Oh, that's a festivity token one. Interesting. Wintry Lantern Post, Wintry Yule Banner. I don't think I had anything here that I needed to come back for right now. I mean, except, okay, so this takes us back though to the other thing, is if I'm trying to grind for legendary item reward track experience, then this is a place to do it, because every single festival quest you do is going to give you that LI experience if you're on a character who's already gone through the LI quest and gotten their legendary items. It basically, the quest that gets you there is the unlocking to get the LI experience. So so that's one way to do that. Now, yeah, before, okay, so going back to the tokens thing, before it says getting 2 badges of taste and 2 badges of dishonor per turn-in is a game changer. Yeah, we really, it really accelerated our game on that, and it was fantastic. It made it really awesome. Liz Harden says, I wish the NPC at Frostbluff were wearing more warm clothes. Yeah, these 2 guys over here, I mean, they're very hardy brie men, aren't they? At least get those 2 to stand next to braziers. Well, they are. Oh, they get to stand next to braziers. Oh, that's what you're saying. Yes, yes. Half roasted, half frozen, right? So, yes. Well, maybe because they're pointing at each other, and so they're talking, and, you know, it's all that hot air coming out. So, I don't know. So, yeah, so one thing you can do is the dailies, which give you the LI experience, but then also, not that one, but the wrappers will also set you toward getting, well, this is what we were talking about earlier, right? This is what Egg Arthur was excited about. Was this one? No. Majesty of Midsummer will give you a legendary tracery token, which is the gold one, which is the best, and they're hard to get. So I am pretty sure the wrapper here, I'm not going to pick it up because I've got way too many quests right now, but I'm pretty sure the wrapper here is also going to reward you with something pretty neat like that. So that would be a reason to do both Midsummer and Yule Festival right now. Before asks, are those gold tokens bound to character or bound to account? I don't know. It says bound to account on acquire. So that's true. You could have a character get one and then a different character use it, is what in theory. So the other thing I was just going to mention though is the legendary item reward track, which looks like this. As you do quests that give you legendary item experience, it moves this little chain, this little bar along, right? Here, while we're talking, I'm going to send myself to like somewhere else. So as you're earning that LI experience, it will add that experience to the bar. And all the characters on a server contribute to that track, right? So my character here, being level 150, when she does a quest, it gives experience equivalent to what you would get for a 150 level character. So basically think about it like this. When you are earning experience and your little experience bar at the bottom is trucking along, you know, down below all your buttons, Remember when you're like a level 20 character and you finish a quest and it's like, boom, you see a huge jump. And you see a huge jump and a huge jump every time you you finish a quest. A lot of experience. It moves your bar along very fast, very quickly. But then when you are like, level 100 and you finish a quest, it just moves your bar a little tiny bit. And the next quest a little tiny bit, little tiny bit. So the amount of experience, the amount that it moves on your bar is a much smaller amount when you're at higher levels. The same thing applies to the legendary item reward track. When I complete a quest as a level 150 character, it moves the LI bar, experience bar, a little bit. When I finish it on a level 70 character, I get a bigger chunk of these experience bars. So the key is do it on your lower level characters. So that's kind of where I'm at, that I kind of want to bring in my lowest level character on the server, which I think is like a 70, and have her run through the events and stock up on the tokens and all of stuff, because I don't have the Fateful Toolkit on this server, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm not getting extra tokens out of that. Egg Arthur says, I run 10 tunes to help upgrade legendary items on one of them. That's really funny. Yeah, before it says, I was just thinking how one could industrialize their acquisition. So yes, what they're basically saying, in case this wasn't clear, is basically if you have 10 characters, come in, do Midsummer all 12 days, and at the end of that 12 days, they get this legendary tracery token. Now you have 12 legendary tracery tokens that you could all funnel to your main character if you have one, and then that character would have like the best legendary items for their weaponry. So that is definitely one way to do it. So okay, so B4 points out that the legendary reward track that we were just talking about, the experience change, is the way it was when we first started, and he hasn't looked at it much since then, because he did actual screenshots and was like looking at the difference and stuff. I still believe that's the case, because it definitely seems like I get a lot further on my lower level characters than I do on my higher level characters. So I still believe it. Egg Arthur says, though, the chat messages for the reward track could seriously use some improvement, in my opinion. There's nothing quantitative in the messages, nothing for plugins to work with. At the same time, they bogart the standard channel. They kind of take over, because yeah, like I get things that are like, where would it go? You have a, I think it's, oh, I'm actually getting error messages. I wasn't paying attention to Festival Buddy error messages. Festival Buddy, Festival Functions, Lua 90 attempt to index field and a nil value. Here, I'll just, hang on, let me send it to you. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah, that's, I don't know that I have the latest release. There you go. That's what I've got, though. Yeah, progress. That's it. Like Arthur says, progress has been added. Nothing like reward tracks except blah, 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 if you're not. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I agree that their output could be something, I don't know, a little bit more useful. Something that felt like you could do something. Oh, here, check that out. So, I don't know if y'all just saw that. So this whimsical steed has a cat in one of the side baskets here. Let me remove my HUD. So there's a kitty cat sitting in the basket there, and then on the other side we've got like this big bundle of carrots, and then we've got the tail thing going on the pony, and she's got this cute stud of stuff going on her head, and some cute stuff there. Okay, so when I dismount, the cat is the last thing to resolve. It doesn't all resolve at once. The cat pauses before it resolves. So it looks like there's a cat hanging in midair. Let me see if I can turn myself so you'll be able to see a little bit better. All right, here we go. Ready? So here's the cat. Isn't that a treat? It cracks me up. Okay, so I was going to show you all real quick what I was talking about earlier, not the purchasing of the kits, but the acquiring of them on Landscape, because these also do count as festival quests, and in the sense that you definitely get legendary item experience for it. So that's nice. Yeah, floating cat. I agree. So notice if I complete this quest, I will get some legendary item experience. I get a Midsummer token, just one, and I get a strawberry bun baking kit. So that's one of those kits I was talking about. So for example, in this case, you are grabbing a basket of foul flowers. You must not be seen by the eyeball guys, which are, do I have the names on? No, I do. That guy over there, the helpers, can't be seen by them. Although he may also count as a helper. I kind of want to get over the sneaky Hobbit. Oh, I'm probably going to get seen. I want to grab her quest real quick, too. Okay. Awesome. Her quest involves giving people invitations that weren't invited, and they end up getting invited to something else or sent to the wrong place or the wrong day or something like that. So I've got to talk to, what, 10 of those guys? 8. I got to turn in 8. Oh, hey. There's a helper guy. I don't want to talk to him. I want to sneak away from him. All right. I think I can get over here. Avoid the eyeballs. All right, cool. I've decorated the tables with smelly flowers. Yes, there you go, Lizard. And it waits to jump down on the ground, the cat. I like that. Just hovers in midair, though. It's kind of fun. Okay, so with this one, there's like a series of people all in the party tree down to Hobbiton area where we're to deliver these fake invitations. You would think we'd be giving them to Lotho and Lobelia, but one of their friends, I guess. I don't know. How dare you destroy my fireworks? Yes, it was lovely. Thank you. So I'm doing 2 quests at once right now. So, right, I had to put some yucky flowers out on the tables, and I succeeded in that. So now I can come back here and turn that into this lady. And that one's done. And then I got to finish going out and giving these invitations. Deceptive invitations, as it were. There's another troublesome hobbit.
Good day.
Dum-ba-dum. Oh, before it says something I didn't think about when we were last working on the LI reward track. Task board quests can also give you legendary item experience. Oh, I hadn't thought about that too. And doing 15 on level can give you enough XP for 1 box. That's interesting. That's almost worth starting a new character for. Joking. Let's see, I missed one. Who did I miss? I'm going to guess it's going to be somebody at the mill. So let's go over to Sandyman's mill. I think there's a troublesome hobbit. Oh, in this area? No, not that guy? Oh, no, they're up this way. Okay. Up by the farm. It's been a little while since I've done this quest. Been a year? Wait, where are you at? They're walking around. Oh, there she is. Hello. All right, cool. So now we return to the sneaky hobbit to let her know, and she's going to be like, oh, I don't have an invitation for you. Sorry, I got to go. Bye. So we are also not invited. Are we a troublesome hobbit? I suppose it's possible. Okay, so now I have in my inventory 2 of these strawberry bun baking kits. So I'm going to open my shared storage and put that into my cook bucket. And then someday I will have my cook make up a whole bunch of them. I have 4 of them. So that's basically one way you can acquire them is just go do the landscape quest. And like I said, there's 2 in each of the areas. So you can, do 2 here and then 2 at the other place and get 2 of every kind in one day if you wanted to. So, yeah. Egg Arthur eyeball guys. Yeah, so I'm saying, like, these helpers, they look like an eyeball on your mini radar when you're trying to avoid them. But Egg Arthur points out that in D&D, beholders who also happen to have hairy feet and eat 11 meals per day. So are you saying that hobbits that you're trying to avoid are like beholders? Maybe. Yes, Lizardin points out there are all kinds of hobbits: sneaky, troublesome, hungry, noisy, etc. I'm not sure what my characters count as. This one gives you LA experience, but I think you have to eat. I think it's only the one that does it. I don't think each level does it. Oh, you know what does give LA experience though? Hang on, let me go back to Bree, because I want to go back to what's that place, Winterhome. The nice thing about the Winterhome one that they don't do for Minas Tirith is we've got our stable master here, our regular one, but then next to him is the festival announcer stable master, and Winterhome is free travel. So if you can just get yourself to Bree, or the alarm is going off, the stove. If you can get yourself to Bree, any of the 4 starting areas, then there's a free transit, which is really nice. So let's see. Question from DDO Darius Gaming says, how many expansions are there for this game? That's a great question. So the game goes up to level 150. And when we first started, oh, that didn't help me. Hang on, let me show you Eriador. Just Eriador is great. So this was level 50, and then there's extra areas. So like the Misty Mountains, you go into Moria, that took us up to level 60. Going out into the Mirkwood and stuff, that took us to level 65, and then like go down to Rohan, and there's what's his name? Well, there's Helm's Deep and Isengard, and then you eventually go down to Gondor, and then you go to Mordor. And then now we go down to Umbar, and that takes us up to like a level 150. So there's enough expansions and mini expansions to get you to that point. Agartha points out that 6 expansions technically, and some of them were absorbed into the base game. So, and like, for example, they've added in a couple areas down here called Cardolan and Swanfleet, and those are talked about in the Lord of the Rings books earlier on. That's like, there's stuff that happens down there that's like when Boromir is working his way up to Rivendell. So there's some storyline in there that takes you back in time to that. And that's just been incorporated in. So it's an expansion, but it's also available. Yeah, there's some stuff like that. Let's see. And the question from Darius again was, and that would open every quest in character slots, or is it like DDO where you buy slots separately? Also, what about classes and races that are unlocked? Oh, those are great questions. And Egg Arthur is definitely answering a bunch of that for you. So there's some basic races that are already unlocked. So races include, you know what? I feel like the LOTRO wiki is actually really good. It's fan created and fan maintained, but it's really fantastic. And I think DDO has a similar wiki, right? So first place I would definitely recommend is to check out just the LOTRO wiki in general. And then you'll find the answer to a lot of these questions. But yeah, basically there's like 10 races now. If you go to like the starter screen, it shows you all of them. And then it'll show you which ones you have access to and which ones you have to buy. Most of the races though now, I think all of them, you can either buy through an expansion, like there'll be a bundle, or there used to be a bundle of some sort, or you can buy them in the LOTRO store for LOTRO points. And LOTRO points is a currency that you can earn in the game through doing deeds. So like early deeds might be something like go and defeat 30 of these obnoxious flies, and that's a deed, and then it gives you 5 LOTRO points. And then there'll be the advanced version of that, which is double, so go do 60. And then that gives you 10 LOTRO points. There's a thing called reputation in the game. whereas you get to be known by different groups. So like the Men of Bree, you start off like at a low level, and then as you get experience with them specifically, you'll get to a new level. And every time you get to a new level of being known by them, like acquaintance, I'm kindred at this point with Men of Bree. Every time you reach a new level of knowledge with them, you'll get more LOTRO points also. So you get 5, then you get 10, and then you get 15, and then you get 20. So those are ways that you can earn LOTRO points in the game just by playing the game, and then you can use those to buy things in the LOTRO store. So Egg Arthur pointed out that, I think you said, right, Stout Axe, River Hobbit, you have to purchase. So there's races and there's classes. So if you're D&D, you got it. So the races of Stout Axe and River Hobbit you have to purchase. What about Bjorning? You used to have to purchase Bjorning. I suppose it's possible that it's available for free now. I'm not sure. And what about High Elf? High Elf was also one that you used to have to buy. So those were premium ones, but they might be just rolled in now. Brawler, Mariner classes are the newest ones. Yeah, that might be it. And then before posted a list of the expansions. So yeah, Darius started a new game. Started the game, but had to stop because your battery needs a new laptop, or the other way around. That's sad. And as Arthur points out, yeah, some of the classes and races get thrown in when you buy so you can go to the LOTRO.com website and buy various expansions. So those sometimes will come with an extra character slot, and they'll come with extra goodies of some sort or another, experience potions. For example, let me open my daily gift. We get daily gifts here also, so it's not rolling dice, but you get a silver Hobbit gift. So today I got money. It's nice, and then I've got some virtue experience. You can also get. You can get lots of different things. I was going to try and show you one, but it didn't come out that way. Oh, I got a banquet decoration. Nice. Anyway, you can get things that help you, like bonus experience boosts and things like that, that come with like a bundle if you buy it for cash, as Egg Arthur points out. Oh, Bjorning is free and High Elf is free now. Okay, cool. So Stout Axe came with the Minas Morgul expansion. Brawler comes with the Gundabad expansion. Mariner, if you buy the Umbar expansion. River Hobbit, is it standalone? I thought I bought it with something. No. Oh, yeah, maybe Before the Shadow. Did River Hobbit not come with Before the Shadow? Because I got it, and then I got a premium house. Anyway, I was going to do the food thing because let me go ahead and just grab the wrappers, I guess, just in case I do come back and do a bunch. Although I probably should do this with the other character, but all good. If I go and do the food challenge... Oh, final act?
Hello,
What?
friend.
No, I don't want to do that right now. I want to do... Fine. I want to do your food challenge, lady. Right, I'll go talk tomorrow. Yes. And then... Yes. Yes. So, all right, if you haven't done that before, go through and read all of that. But I don't want to do any spoilers, so I just skipped right through it real quick. Okay. And we'll get rid of that. So, each one of these eating challenges, every table you go to gives you, is a separate quest. And so that gives me both tokens and legendary item experience. So that's kind of cool. So yes, Harry's still waiting to purchase the battery. And so also, I might know the answer, but some games you can get a home for yourself, but is that implemented in this game? Yes, you can absolutely purchase homes in this game. This is a thing I really love and enjoy in this game. And there's basically two different kinds of houses. There's standard houses that they came out with when the game first basically came out, really close to when the game first came out, like within 6 months. And they had one for each of the basic races, which were at the time hobbits, elves, not high elves, just regular elves, dwarves, and race of man. So there is a homestead settlement for each one of those four nearby one of their large settlements. And you can buy a house in one of those four areas. So you can only own one of those houses. So if you decide you're like, hey, I really like living in Bree, well, in Breeland, you can, purchase a house there. It's very wooden. It's really fun. And then maybe you're like, oh, you know what? Bree's okay, but I really want to be with the Hobbits. I want to be in the Shire. Like, the Hobbit thing is really great. I want to be in the Shire. You then have to sell that first house, which basically means you just abandon it, and you don't get your money back or anything like that, but it basically opens you up to being able to purchase a different home. So you can do that. Over on my YouTube channel, wonder if I can pull it up quickly. Okay, I did a series of videos actually about housing, and I did do a video where I kind of did like an overview. It's multiple hours, but you can run it fast forward if it's too long. And I think I might have timestamps in it too. But I did an overview of the different types of housing that existed at the time. Okay, so that's standard housing. So there's those four different kinds, and those all have a different flavor to them, and they're really cool. Then LOTRO came out with what's called premium housing, and that you have to buy with one of two things. You have to either use mithril coins, which you can purchase in the LOTRO store using LOTRO points, and they look like this. And they're rarely on sale, but they're on sale right now, so that's why they came up first like that. The other thing you could buy a premium house with, is a housing writ, which just... that's a good point, actually. Let me come back to that in a second. Why is it not showing me writs? Maybe I spelled it wrong. But you can, anyway, it's like a scroll, and you buy you need certain numbers of those to buy a house. So a house might cost like 400 mithril coins or 15 housing writs. So people have done the math and figured out, like, spreadsheets exist of what's good in terms of, basically if you can buy housing writs or mithril coins on sale, that's the best way to then use them to buy premium housing, whichever one you can get on sale. So then they do have these different bundles if you do just go down the route of buying things with mithril or with LOTRO points, or like these packs. Like this one contains all the essentials you need to feel at home, including the riding skill, which is how you can ride a mount, which is really handy. Gives you a steed, the steed of Bree, and the steed of Mickledelving, steed of Rivendell, steed of Thornsall. That's nice, like a basics. And 6 premium housing writs, which is enough to buy a premium house in the Cape of Belfast. So yeah, as before has posted the links there. So there's a number of different premium housing neighborhoods now. The first one was Belfast, and then came Rohan, and that one has 2 different styles. And then came Erebor, and now we have Lindleby. So I did a housing overview of all housing up to Erebor before Erebor came out.
Would you do something
And then I
for
did
me?
a separate one just on Erebor. So we're gonna grab this quest. So yeah, so the links are there, and if you want to like take a look at all the different types of housing that exists, if you want to start going down that rabbit hole, because it can be a lot of fun. For example, a lot of times the NPCs at these festivals, so there's festivals, LOTRO does festivals throughout the year, and every festival has a couple of things that you'll just see at every festival. One is the quest giver, who will give you a daily wrapper, and then there will also be 2 other like umbrella wrappers that daily feeds into, and that will give you more coins, tokens of the festival that you can use to buy things at the festival. And the other thing you'll find at basically every festival are the barterers. And so there'll be a barterer or multiples, as in the case with this place, with the Yule Festival, where They have
Greetings,
a
friend.
gob ton of things that you can purchase, including some of my favorite things, which are the cosmetic pets, and then there's emotes. There's also mounts, so steeds. Those I'm always up for. And then there's always housing items. Oh, and dyes. Oh, the dyes are back. Oh, I may have to remember to stock up. Don't forget to get your dyes. Anyway, so there's always housing items at every festival. And so there's definitely times when you're like waiting for a festival to come around because there's a certain housing item that you really want. And it gives you the chance to go out and, you know, get the coins to buy the housing item, which they then use to decorate your house. And it's a lot of fun. So Darius says, sorry for so many questions. Not a problem. Just wanted to get an idea of how much I would spend so I don't need to be VIP. You definitely don't need to be VIP. You can definitely get a premium house without being VIP. It'll just take you a little longer to save up the LOTRO points so that way you can buy the Mithril coins or the housing writs. What I do is, so when you go like to the LOTRO store or online, you can purchase LOTRO points with real world money. And there's usually some sort of a bonus. So like you get a base amount and then there's like a bonus. And sometimes they do double bonus. And that's the time when I stock up on LOTRO points. But I also will, oh, I don't want to do that now. Don't want to do the pie, so he's already got the pie. Yeah, so I wait till the points are on sale and I stock up then. And then I wait until the other things are on sale. So that way I have points ahead of time. But that's just because that's how I choose to spend my money instead of like, oh, I should have been paying attention. Instead of like going to the movies or whatever. So, show the hat. Which hat? Oh, this hat that I'm wearing? I love this. I love these hats. I've dyed it. What am I wearing? This is another area I really love getting into, Darius, which is cosmetic outfits. You can dress your character up. I'm wearing the wide-brimmed spring hat, which looks like that. And it obviously, as you may notice, dyes up really well. So you could like, there it is in rust. Here, let's go a little close up on the hat. Here it is in red. Look how well it takes color. It's really vibrant. I really love the hat. Like here it is in black even. Isn't that just gorgeous? It looks like it's velvet. Yeah, it dyes up really, really well. Bull Roar's green. Oh, I could have done that. Dark clay. That's a pretty one, isn't it? So, anyway, so that's the hat that I'm wearing. I love that hat. So, yes, and Arthur points out, Mithril coin is 25% off right now, so good time to stock up if you want to buy a premium house. Yeah. So Lizardin says, I heard when you abandon a premium house, you get part of writs back. That is correct. That is true. It used to be 75%, but then around the time that one of the legendary servers closed, and so people had to move off of there, and they had to give up their premium houses, getting 75% back on writs kind of caused people annoyance. So LOTRO changed it to 90%. So yes, when you abandon or sell, whatever, how you want to put it, a premium house, regardless of whether you bought it for Mithril coins or housing writs, you always get housing writs back. That's how they refund you, is with housing writs, and you get 90% of the value of what you bought it for. So if you bought the house for 100, you get 90 writs back, for example. So that, yeah, that changed. Okay, I'm kind of pausing for two reasons. One, I ate a bunch of stuff that is keeping me really stuffed. My run speed's low. Two, I don't want to compete with the other players, so I'm waiting for them to like not be there, and I think they are not down there. So you know what? We're gonna risk it. We're gonna go. So I'm gonna turn this in, and now my clock begins. It's a time. It's a race. And yeah, here we go. Food is on the table. Oh man, not very good food either. Come on. Here, let me get over here to the berries. Maybe I can eat them real quick. Yeah. My character is acting already pretty stuffed. That was my fault. Usually what I do is I try to get to 4 things and then drink the mysterious drink. And I was not paying attention and got to 5 things. So, whoopsie. Pies and breads are the worst because they really slow you down. But I don't see anything else, so we'll eat a pie. Hello, pie. All right, Freddy.
Greetings, friend.
Send me to the next one. Thankfully, my running speed does not affect my riding speed, so thanks for that. Oh, Arthur does point out that riding is somewhat superfluous now because everybody can get it. However, I am still a huge fan of the riding skill bundle. The not Journeyman. Journeyman's the one I like because Journeyman gives you the additional run speed on your mounts. So my mounts are always going to like 78% instead of what 62%, 63, whatever, whichever one it is. And every single character I get starts with the riding skill, so I don't have to go and earn it from anybody, which I appreciate that. But yes, you can go and do the quest. There's now a quest in the entry, in the opening stuff in the Before the Shadow areas, where you can earn the riding skill, so you don't have to go and purchase it anymore. Which is really funny because we were playing with a friend of ours, and he had not, yeah, he was like, it wasn't VIP also, it wasn't anything like that. So, and so like we helped him get enough to get 95 LOTRO points, and then so he could buy the riding skill. And then he kind of like got really busy and hasn't been playing. So, oh well. So, all right, so we turn that in, and now we go to the very last table where there's probably only heavy foods left. And did I get the eggs? Oh, we're still eating the eggs. Oof. All right, well, looks like we gotta eat some bread. Hopefully something else will show up in a minute, because 6 breads is not great. They're the densest and they take the longest to consume. Oy, oy, oy. Okay. I see a pie, so let's eat that pie. And the slower, oh, it went away, which means it's not going to give me credit for it. Also, hopefully other things will show up. There we go. Thankfully, mushrooms and berries don't take quite as long, but I've only got, how much time have I got left? 18 seconds. It's going to be tight. Because that is, this will be number 4. And there's some mushrooms behind me. I think I have time to get to them and eat them. Barely. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1.
What can I do for you?
I think I missed it. I'm too slow on the clicking. Oh well. Yep, you have run out of time. I usually don't run out of time, but that's okay. We got most of them. We only missed the last one. So, all right. Anyway, oop, we lost him. Oh, I can show you my house though. I can show you some of my houses real quick. Okay, so let me actually, yeah, let's go to one of my houses. Actually, you know what? We'll start with my regular house. Since we were kind of talking from the basics and working our way up. So this is my basic house in the Shire, and with all of the houses, you have, let me move these out of the way. Let me remove all. You have what are called housing hooks. So if I toggle decoration mode, you'll see I have like these squares sitting in my yard. There's 6 of them in this particular yard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so you click on one of those boxes, and if you have set something in there, it'll have the little image of what it is that you have put there. So for example, I have this Honorian bench in my inventory. Do I have anything on this one? I don't. So if it's blank, it'll just show kind of like a grayed out thing here. So yeah, you want to come on? Well, come on. Casper has just come in, has things to tell me. So I can put this in there. Hi. In that housing hook, and then you've got some a few ways to do it. You can rotate it, in a circle. You can move it like basically left and right or forward and backward. But yes, as Lizardin says, I wish I could move and save stuff in the yard more freely. Yeah, the housing hooks do have range limitations. So for example, it won't let me save. It says, if I hover over it, the decoration has been moved too far away from the house or its hook. Because basically, it's like your house is here, somebody else's house is there, and it's trying to keep me from putting my stuff in their house. Which I get it. Like, I appreciate that I can't put my stuff in somebody else's house. But it does seem weird because it seems like, the stuff isn't that far from my house. Anyway, so I'll turn off decoration mode, and then you can see the item is there, and it is interactable. So there it is. I can stand on it. What are you doing, Casper? He's so funny. He's in a funny mood. And then indoors, there's also a whole bunch of housing hooks inside as well. One of the things that happens sometimes with houses is because it's loading up so much stuff, it sometimes takes a moment for everything to resolve. So you'll notice like my carpet showed up, and then my wallpaper showed up, and then like my fireplace, and then the things on the walls. So sometimes you just have to pause a minute and let it all show up. But again, I can turn on that decoration mode, and it shows me where all those different hooks are inside the house now. So I'm, working with the decoration hooks that exist inside the house instead of the ones that are outside the house. So Darius, I don't know if you're still there, but one of the things that's really nice about owning a house is it gives you additional storage. So I have 60 storage spots here, additional, just because I have a house. And yeah, so I find that really handy, especially early on. Once you're level 15, you can buy a house in the game. And that's really handy at that point sometimes to be able to like shove things in a corner that you're like, I'll come back to this, I'll deal with this later, and so forth. So then I have purchased, as we mentioned, a whole bunch of other houses, because I'm a little bit of a sucker for houses. I do love the houses. So the next style, the first style of premium housing that came out was the Belfalas housing. So I'll show you what that looks like. And hang on just a second here. Actually. So this is the Belfalas housing, and let's see, I'll zoom out a little bit. So it has this very like marble style look to it. And you may have noticed though my run up to it is a lot longer because the yards and stuff are huge. The spaciousness of the premium housing is very big in comparison to the original housing. And so that was what they were trying to do. Oops, let me not run off the edge. So this whole area here is my yard, and as is this here, and I have housing hooks in both of those locations. And then the house itself is there. We can go in a sec, but hang on just a second. So, yeah, so these are race of man because they're in the Cape of Belfalas. And so I've added a number of decorations and things to them. But it's very, yeah, it's very big and like Gondorian. The walls I have covered with wallpaper, but without them, let me see if I have any rooms that are not covered. It's very, yeah, well, it looks like this. It's this marble, very white, very, oops, well, there you go, just get a close up. Yeah, very heavy on the white, kind of almost stark and cold marble look to it. And so I've done a lot as a Hobbit to provide some warmth in my decorating in my Belfloss house because there's some really pretty things about it. Like you've got these really pretty windows, and it's a huge house. It's got a lot of hooks. You know, it's got even an indoor green space where I have put, you know, why not? I put a windmill inside my house because I could. Yeah, Liz Arden says, I like the green areas in this house. Exactly. Like, that's one of the things that really attracted me about this house. And then, let's see. I did buy a home on the server up in Rohan, so I'll show you that real quick. And then there's 2 areas of Rohan where you can purchase a home. Mine happens to be in the more forested, woodsy style of neighborhood. So, so in this case, I have all of this, and then my house is that huge thing there, and then I have this whole yard, like it's ridiculously huge. Oh my gosh, I put that there. Like I put some really big yard items out here because the place is just crazy huge. But yeah, so you've got all this forest and stuff going on out here. But you do have some pretty amazing views. That's one of the reasons why I like this house. Because you can look out and Meadowsid, that's not it actually, but Meadowsid is out there somewhere. So it's, yeah, so this is what, you know, I'm out here in Rohan, like, Brodick, nah. I'm probably looking right at it. But anyway, I'm out here, Eastfold housing, Kingstead. I'm in the Kingstead housing right there. So it's out like in landscape, which is kind of fun because then if I'm like doing any questing in the area, I can just like pop to my house and go out the neighborhood and get right to the area. So that's kind of fun. Now I didn't buy an Erebor house. I don't have one of those. So that's the only premium house style that I don't own. And I've never actually bought an Erebor house. So that's fine. I mean, I think I have plenty of houses to work with as it is. I'm not looking to accumulate many more right now. But I do love the Wells of Langflood housing because it's very hobbity. It's got the hobbit holes, and it's a very kind of a cozier style of neighborhood, and so yeah, so I'm a big fan of the Lindleby housing, as it's known, and I have 2 houses on the server out in this area. So okay, so I think that covers most of what I wanted to go over today. We got out and did some midsummer stuff. So it's possible that I will come on with a different character next time. We might not do hobbity stuff. We might do high elf stuff. Because I think it's my high elf that's the lowest level character I have that has her legendary items. Can I get up there? Come on, you gotta let me up on this rock. Come on, come on. There's gotta be a way to get on this rock. I'm gonna keep trying. So I might use a different character next week. We'll see. Oh, nice. Exomodo says, I have the same house on Evernight. I know, I love this address. There we go. 1 Welfrith Way is fantastic because it's one of the bigger houses. You know, instead of the smaller ones, it's one of the 2-room houses. And then, but what I also love about it is like the center of town is right there. So if I need to get to the far-ranging stable master, it's right there. If I wanted to go talk to Wenda, she's right there. If I want to do the task boards, they're right there. Like, I just love how centrally located it is to the center. Oh yeah, and then there's craft stations here. That started with Rohan. That they've got craft stations in the center of town also. Actually, Belfast might have that too. Anyway, I love how the crafting's all right there too if I need it. Because I haven't bothered to buy and put crafting stations in my own yard anymore because I can just go around here and just get them all. So, yeah, I love the, excuse me, Lindleby housing. It makes me very happy. So, all right. So, yeah, it just has a wonderful location, says Zamo. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely agree. Oh, Lizardin says in premium housing, there are some special houses in each homestead, right? Yes, that is true. So for Belfast, that might have been the kind of more standard. They have the small ones that are just like a big one-ish room. That's not even giving it a fair evaluation, but there's the smaller houses that are huge, and then there's the huge houses that are huge. I don't think, and then then there's two types of kin houses for Belfast. There's the regular kin house on the island, sorry, on the mainland, and then there's the. Can I get to it from here? Let's see. Where is it going to be? Right now. Cape of Belfast homesteads. So there's the regular kin houses that are here on the peninsula, but then there's the kin houses. There's two of them. There's four in each neighborhood, and two of them are on separate islands. So that was the specialty for the Cape of Belfast housing, and then each of the ones after that, there's like a special house. So the homesteads ones, the Rohan, the ones the plains version has like a house that's by the river, and there's a cave that you can go into. The mountain version that type of neighborhood I'm in has a when you go up in the hills, and there's a tower. Excuse me. Also, all the Rohan house neighborhoods have a mead hall, which is technically a house, not a kinship house, so anybody can purchase it. So I have one of those over on Evernight. And then also, let's see, so that's Rohan, that's Belfalas. Oh, Erebor has the one that's got like crystals. So cool. Oh, Lizard says Belfast doesn't have crafting stations? Interesting. As I was thinking, when you get down to this area, there's the Stable Master, Task Board, Vault Keeper. For some reason, I was thinking there was like a forge there. I'm not sure why I thought there was a forge there, though. Okay. Yeah, I like their crafting stations in Rohan. They're kind of like in the little buildings. That's kind of fun. Yeah, and it's strange that far-ranging stable masters won't take you into every type of homesteads. I agree. I do find that a little odd. I would think they would send you everywhere, but they send you a lot of places, though, so at least there's that. But okay, so other special houses, let's see. So that's the Rohan one. You got the cave and you got the tower. And you've also got the mead halls, which are gorgeous. And then in Erebor, you've got the one that has a whole lot of crystals, and it also has like a little lake in like the front part of your house. It's like amazing. And then for Lindleby, there's two different kinds of special houses. There might be another Erebor special house, actually. But anyway, for Lindleby, there's... let me get on the map. There's the one up at the top of Stonegate Path. And then the other one... Basically, so the way they ended up doing Lindleby is you've got your smaller houses, and then you've got your larger houses, and you've got your kin house. And the smaller houses, there's a special one of those in the neighborhood. And then the larger houses, there's a special one of those in the neighborhood. And then there's the kin house. And the kin house is the one that's over here. The kin house is huge and gorgeous. So you basically almost have 5 different types in the Lindleby, because you've got the kin house, then you've got like the deluxe special one, and then the deluxes, and you've got the standard special one and the standards. So, all that, all that going on. So there's a lot going on in Lindleby, but you got a lot of choices, which is nice. So, awesome. So quick question in the chat. Do you know if Bjorning is free? We were just talking about that earlier, that we believe that Bjorning is now wrapped in, right? That you can get Bjorning, that you can play Bjorning in the game now without having to purchase it. Unfortunately, I can't go in the store and check because I actually already have all of the different races purchased and free ones. But I think what Agartha was saying earlier, that... What did you say earlier? Mariner and Brawler, Stout Axe, and River Hobbits you still have to purchase. So it sounds like Bjorning probably is available now. So, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up, but stick around because B4 is about to come on and talk about plugins here on the LOTRO channel. So if you are interested in how to use plugins in your questing, for example, like the Festival Buddy 2 that we were just using earlier to do various things at Midsummer or Yule, super handy plugin tool there. So B4 is going to be, I think, working on some of that or implementing some of that today. What's that? Festival Buddy 2. And Titan Bar. Oh yeah, he's got he's got a bunch of stuff he's going to be working on today. So so stick around in the chat there. Even though he's working on plugins, any LOTRO questions are fair game. So yeah, definitely continue to bring your questions into the chat. Not a problem at all. And so we are here every Tuesday, and I'll show you what that looks like. So yeah, so I start at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, which is server time, and go for usually around 2 hours. And then B4 streams right after me and doing plugins. So you've got like kind of a 4 to 5 hour block of the two of us. It's never 4 hours anymore. We're always longer than that. So I say 4 hours and then I know I'm like, it's never 4 hours. We're always like 5 hours between the pair of us. So anyway, yeah, so stick around and he's going to get started here in a second. So thanks everybody. Have a great festival or festivals, and I'll see you in a moment over on B4's stream. So same bat station, same bat server, browser. Yeah, don't go anywhere. All right, bye everybody.